Hello everyone, I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. Have you ever experienced drama at home? I'm sure we all have to some degree. August Osage County, 八月心风暴 is a 2013 American tragedy comedy film co-produced by famous actor George Clooney. This film assembles multiple A-list actors including Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, Ewan McGregor, Chris Cooper, Benedict Cumberbatch, Dermot Mulroney, and a few others as a dysfunctional family that reunites in the familiar house when the patriarch Beverly Whitson, played by Sam Shepard, the husband to Meryl Streep's character Violet, suddenly disappears. An unusual hot August in a rural area, Osage County, Oklahoma, Beverly Whitson, an alcoholic, once noted poet, interviews and hires a young Cheyenne woman, Joanna, as a live-in cook and caregiver for his strong-willed and contentious wife, Violet, who suffers from oral cancer and addiction to narcotics. Shortly after, he disappears and Violet notifies her sister and daughters for support. His sister, Mattie Faye, arrives with her husband, Charles, first. Violet's middle daughter, Ivy, is single and the only one who lives at home. Barbara, her oldest daughter, played by Julia Roberts, inherits her mother's mean streak, arrives with her husband Bill and 14-year-old daughter Jean. Barbara and Bill are separated, but they put on a united front before the family. Violet recalls and shares the reason why she fell in love with Beverly to Barbara and Bill.
Oh, that man. Oh. What I first fell in love with was his mystery. I thought it was sexy as hell. Yeah. You knew he was the smartest one in the room. Knew if he'd just say something, knock out. But no, he'd just stand there, a little smile on his face, not say a word.
Days later, the sheriff arrives with news that Beverly took his boat out on the lake and has drowned. At last, youngest daughter Karen arrives at the funeral just in time with her latest boyfriend, Steve, a sleazy Florida businessman whom she introduced as her fiancé. After the funeral, Barbara drives Karen home, while Steve drove Bill and Jean. They swing by a liquor store, and while Bill went in to buy wine, Steve attempts to make a connection with Jean. Violet and Mattie Faye look through old photos and sigh for their lost youth and beauty.
But some men can maintain cragginess and weary masculinity. Women just get old. And fat and wrinkly.
I beg your pardon. I'm still very sexy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are about as sexy as a wet cardboard box, Mattie Faye. You and me both. Look, wouldn't we be better off, all of us, if we just stopped lying about these things? Woo!
Mattie Faye and Charles' shy, awkward son, Little Charles, is the only family member who misses the funeral because he overslept and later gets picked up at the bus station by his father. Charles loves his son, whereas Mattie constantly belittles him. Ivy, Violet's middle daughter, confides in Barbara and shares that she's in love with Little Charles, her first cousin, and they plan to leave for New York soon after the funeral. At the dinner table, drugged-up Violet began picking a bone with each family member and began criticizing everyone.
Date material.
He's not a date, he's my fiance, and we're getting married on New Year's in Miami. And I would love it if you could make it.
Well, I don't really see that happening, do you? Steve? Is that right? Steve?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You ever been married before?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
More than once?
3 times, actually. 3 times before this.
Mm-hmm. Should pretty well have it down by now, then.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Violet then proceeded to tell them about Beverly's will. Though he originally intended to leave the fortune to his daughters, but according to Violet, he had changed his mind and planned to leave the money to his wife alone, not to the daughters. While they realized it's unlikely, no one objected, knowing the state their mother was in. Violet then continued her criticism and turns her attention to Barbara. Barbara could no longer take it and pounces on Violet, knocking her to the ground and confiscates all her pills and drugs. She and her sisters take Violet to see the doctor, where he suggested considering sending Violet to a nursery home. After the sisters got back home, Ivy tells them that she's decided to leave with little Charles. Barbara then questions who would take care of their mom. They each began arguing who would bear that responsibility.
And if you didn't, it's not my fault.
That's right, so don't lay the sister thing on me, all right? When I leave here, I won't feel any more guilty than you two did.
I can't believe your worldview is this dark.
You live in Florida.
You're thinking about leaving.
Yeah. Charles and I are going to New York.
What are you gonna do in New York?
We have plans.
Like what?
None of your business.
What about Mom?
What about her?
You feel comfortable leaving her here?
Do you?
The next morning, as little Charles sings Ivy a song he had written for her, Maddie Faye walks in and berates him. This exhausts Charles' patience with his wife's lack of love and compassion for their son, and he threatens to leave her if she keeps it up. Maddie subsequently reveals to Barbara, who unintentionally listened in, that she had an affair long ago with Beverly, and little Charles is in fact their younger half-brother, and that is the true reason why he and Ivy cannot be together. Maddie Faye then leaves with Charles. That evening, Steve and Jean are sharing a joint. Steve comes on to Jean while getting her stoned. Johanna sees this and goes after Steve with a shovel. The commotion woke the whole house. Barbara and Bill rushes out and interrogates them.
She's a sociopath!
What is the matter with you? Will you please stop freaking out?
Why don't you start at the beginning?
Like, what are you even doing?
Sweetheart, we need to know what went on here.
Nothing went on. Nothing, okay? Can we not turn everything into a federal case here, okay? I came down, smoked a little pot, and then we were just goofing around and everything just got a little bit crazy.
This compels Karen to leave with Steve, and Bill also decides to take Jean back to Colorado the next day, leaving Ivy and Barbara behind. Later, Ivy musters the courage to tell her mother about her love for little Charles. While Barbara tries to interrupt, Violet tells Ivy that Charles is actually her half-brother, something she had known all along. Yet, this was a complete shock for Ivy. With denial at heart, she leaves and promises never to come back, leaving Barbara behind with Violet. In the end, Violet admits to Barbara that Beverly had contacted her from his motel the week after he had left home, but she chose to do nothing to help him until after she removed the money from the couple's joint safety deposit box. By this time, he had already drowned. This revelation was the last straw for Barbara. She places the blame on Violet and holds her responsible for the death of her father.
You better understand this, you smug little ingrate. There's at least one reason why Beverly killed himself, and that is you. You think there's any way in hell that he would have done what he did if you were still here? No. Just him and me. In this house, alone, in the dark, abandoned, wasted lifetimes, devoted to your care and comfort. Oh, yes, you stick that knife of judgment in me, go ahead. But make no mistake, his blood is just as much on your hands as it is on mine.
Barbara leaves, realizing that her mother was beyond help. Unwilling to face the truth, Violet blasts loud music and begins dancing, but quickly senses her loneliness and seeks for Johanna's comfort, the one and only person left beside her. As Barbara drives away, she feels the resentment and contemplates on going back, but decides on leaving Violet, just as she had left Beverly in his time of need. A modest commercial success, the film received mixed reviews from critics. While much praise was given to the cast, the screenplay was praised by some and seen by others as too dark and lacking in humor. Regardless, this movie shows us the effects of loneliness and why humans are not built to be alone. 接下来 Ruby 要揭晓今天电影迷 August Osage County 八月心风暴要教我们些什么。Hey Ruby, have you ever experienced a family drama like this movie?
No, fortunately not.
Yeah, me neither. When's the last time you went on a family gathering?
I think it was right before the lockdown. This movie actually made me miss my family a lot.
Me too. 可惜现在疫情，大家必须避免群聚。
Yeah. Hey, 不如今天我们就来说说跟家庭有关的片语吧。
好啊，I'll go first. Have you ever heard of a spitting image?
Wait, spitting 是吐口水那个 spit 吗？
没错 ，spitting image 我们用中文说就是同一个模子印出来的。
Oh yeah, we do hear people say he is a spitting image of his father.
Yep.
Okay, my turn. What does wear the pants mean?
简单，穿裤子。
Well, yes and no. 这个俚语的意思是 the person who wears the pants in the family means that the person is in charge. 像我们家是我妈说了算 ，so she wears the pants in my family.
Well, you know what they say, happy wife equals a happy life. Well, I am Wade.
I'm Ruby.
I hope you have learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile as I did. You can find more on the FUNDAY website.
Let's make every day a fun day.
Is Mom clean?
She's moderately clean.
Moderately.
You don't like moderately, then let's say tolerably.
Was she clean or not?
Back off.
I'm nervous.
Oh, Christ, Ivy, not today.
I have to tell her, don't I? We're leaving for New York tomorrow.
I don't think it's a good idea for you and Charles to take this any further.